Good Dinosaur is Pixar's latest film. This is the first time they've ever given us 2 films in 1 year. The first film they brought out, Inside Out, blew me away. I loved it. So of course I was going to look forward to The Good Dinosaur. Now the premise of this film is that the meteorite that wiped out all the dinosaurs missed Earth completely, so the dinosaurs carried on living on Earth and became pretty much the apex predator of the planet. And it concentrates on this young dinosaur called Arlo, who's a wimp. He's pretty much scared of everything, and following this big tragedy he is separated from his family, and he has to find a way to get back home to the mountains where his family is. And along the way he befriends this little human boy who he calls Spot, and he's pretty much like the equivalent of a dog. Humans in this film are pretty much dogs. They like sniff out the scent, they growl, they howl into the sky and all that stuff. So yeah, now these two have to work together to find a way to get Arlo back home to his family. Now one thing that some people have said about this film, which I do kind of agree with, is that The Good Dinosaur is not as complex as a lot of other Pixar films. I know everyone says this in their reviews about the new Pixar film where, oh, Pixar makes films that are good enough for kids and adults, but it is true. I mean, with the exception of Cars 2, or pretty much all the Pixar films have been good for kids and adults that I've seen anyway. The Good Dinosaur is ultimately a really simple film. Like the synopsis that I just gave, Arlo is separated from his family and he has to find a way to get home. That's pretty much the movie. Which I'm not saying is a bad thing, I'm just saying compared to a lot of other Pixar films, this film has a very simple plot, but for me it's all about the execution, and in my opinion the execution of this film was actually pretty good. First off, the thing I want to get out of the way right now is the animation. The animation in The Good Dinosaur is just... oh my god. I know technology has advanced years and years and years, so it's pretty much like a cliche thing to say this is some of the best animation I've ever seen, but I truly mean this is some of the best animation I've ever seen in an animated film. In particular the water. I saw the water in this film and the first time I saw it I was like, is that real? I mean, consciously I knew it wasn't real because it's an animated film, but it looks so real, and it's just incredible what Pixar managed to make with the animation in this film. Plus like the landscapes, when like there's a character on a cliff overlooking the landscapes of mountains and trees and hills and wilderness, it just looks amazing. Getting into the story and the characters, like I said, the story is really simple throughout the entire film. He's just Arlo trying to get back home, but along the way he does encounter certain like natural events like wind and storms, and he encounters different characters. And I will say this, I think it would have been better if the film had him encounter more characters. Like in this film he encounters like one dinosaur one time, then he encounters some T-Rexes, and the T-Rexes I thought were quite cool in the film. They're like the sharks in Finding Nemo, like the apex predators of the dinosaurs, but like the kind of comic relief of the film. I like the T-Rexes. The flying dinosaurs are in it for a little bit, and that's just the thing. I wish he encountered more characters and more creatures in the film. But I thought the pacing for the first 25 minutes or so were a little bit slow. I was like, okay, when's he actually going to get separated? I want to see him on his adventure. I want to see him try to get back to the mountain. I want to see all this emotion that I was promised from the trailer. But once he gets separated from his family, then the film focuses up a little bit and it becomes a consistent and, in my opinion, quite a funny adventure. Now earlier on I said the trailer promised me some emotion in this film. For the first 2/3 I didn't really feel as much emotion. There was like 1 or 2 sprinkled throughout, but in the third act there was some emotional parts and I was like, yeah, that's emotional. It didn't hit me where I live. I mean, we're not talking like Up or Finding Nemo or End of Toy Story 3 type deals. I'm just saying that like it hit me deep down. I didn't like tear up or get the knotty up feeling in my throat, but it was really good emotion. Plus this film has a really good lesson about overcoming your fear and the fact that you need to overcome your fear, or at least challenge your fears, in order to feel alive, and also in order to get anywhere in life you need to stop being scared all the time and face your fears. I thought that was pretty cool as well. So in the end, The Good Dinosaur, is it the best Pixar film ever made? No, I don't think it's the best one ever made, but is it a fun family adventure film? In my opinion, yes it is. I liked it. The animation was incredibly great. I liked the little adventure going on. I like the relationship between Arlo and Spot that develops throughout the film. I like the supporting characters that he meets along the way, although I do wish there was more supporting characters. The voice acting was good. There was some really good emotion in the third act of the film. I had a good time with the film, and I'm going to give the same rating to The Good Dinosaur that I have like the past 5 films. I'm sorry, but weighing the pros and the cons, I'm going to give The Good Dinosaur a 4 out of 5. So this is the first year that Pixar gave us 2 films, and for me they gave us 1 great film and 1 really good film. You know what I'm thinking, guys? Finding Dory, one of the most anticipated films of 2016. I'm now even more excited for that film. Oh my god, bring on Finding Dory. So have you seen The Good Dinosaur? What did you think about it? How does it compare to the rest of the Pixar films? And since this year they gave us 2 films, what did you prefer, The Good Dinosaur or Inside Out? Whatever your thoughts are, tell me in the comments below. And if you like this stuff and you want to see more of my stuff, then be sure to click here to subscribe, because I got stuff coming to you guys all the time.